Surprise, motherfucker! What's up? Avenger Satanis coming at you live from GaryCon 2023. This is, I don't even know what time it is. I think it's like 2 p.m. Saturday afternoon. Got my shirt on from Workaholics. I think this is. GaryCon has been a blast so far. It's been a really awesome time. I found an empty. I'll just give it a quick scan. An empty room that's not being used. This room is for the highfalutin, legendary game masters, and yeah, this one happened to be empty. So just thought I'd make a quick video here, give you a rundown. I've already run 3 games of 5. The first one was at 7 a.m. on Friday morning. I don't know how that happened. I would never intentionally set up a game for that early, especially the day I'm coming down. But it happened, and me and my buddy Colin, he stayed over the night before, and then we both got up at like 4:45 to drive to Lake Geneva. Took us a little under an hour and a half, like hour and 20 minutes to get here. And we were in time. We got here like 15 minutes early for the 7 o'clock game, and I ran it like a fucking boss, and it was good. I had 4 players in that game, 4 players in Friday night's game, 3 and a quarter players in this morning's game. There was a lot of fucking snow. For those that don't know, the Midwest, Wisconsin, I don't know about the rest of the Midwest, I guess, so I shouldn't say. Wisconsin got hit with a fuck ton of snow. Back in like Madison Sun Prairie area, I think my wife said 10 inches. And then here, I think we got like 5 to 6 inches. If it had snowed like 3 or 4 more inches, I don't know if Colin and I would have been able to get from our hotel to here on time to the convention center, which is beautiful, by the way. Thank you, Hugh Hefner. Yeah, and then that quarter of a player, he arrived like a half hour before we stopped, and he was snowed in, so that's why he couldn't get there for the first 3 hours of the session. So yeah, I got a game tonight, and then one tomorrow morning, and then that's it. I was running a brand new, unique adventure, the same adventure twice, yesterday, and then I tweaked it a little bit. Actually, I tweaked it a lot. So I kept the same roster of player characters. I'll go into that in another video because that's kind of interesting convention prep that I had never done before. That kind of worked out. I'll tell you now. Basically, I just outlined 10 characters just on one sheet of paper, and I made like 50 copies. So I just hand out a sheet of all 10 characters to every single player in all of my games. And it had didn't have like stats, but it had the basics like human fighter, dwarf cleric, or sky elf sorcerer, or whatever. And then a little bit of background flavor for them, for each one, and then how they know each other. And not every single character had a connection with every other character, but each character had a connection with like 2 or 3 other characters that were listed on that sheet. And they were all sort of traveling together, but the rest that weren't actually player characters were kind of sort of in the background that you never really heard from. They were there just in case someone died unexpectedly or tragically early on in the game, that we didn't have to stop the game, or I didn't have to like make a player sit out for 20 minutes while they like roll up another character, not roll up, but come up with something, or flip through the book looking for whatever. So that worked out. Yeah, a choice between if you have 4 players and they have a choice between 10, I think that's really good. Yeah, so far I'm having a great time. Vince Vaughn was, and I put the pictures on Twitter, I'll also blog like a day or two after I get back from the convention. So maybe Monday or Tuesday. Vince Vaughn was sitting directly behind me in yesterday's afternoon game. So not the 7 o'clock one, but the other one. And so a player next to me had like motioned like, hey, I took a look. So I got a picture of the back of his head. And then as his game was ending, he was playing some Ragnarok game with a role-playing game that used runes, I think, instead of dice to determine stuff. As he got up after that game, there was kind of a small line that had just like immediately popped up after he rose from the table. And he got a few steps, and then, he was kind of inundated, even though there was only like total 40 people in the room. Like 3 or 4 people wanted whatever, a short video or a picture with him or something. So I find I wiggled my way in. I found a free spot. I got a quick picture. You'll see that too if you haven't already on Twitter. And so that was cool. I just told him I'm a big fan. He was trying to get out the door, so I didn't want to have a conversation with him. But yeah, I am a big fan of his. I think he's great actor. I love the stuff he's in. Dodgeball literally changed my life. So that was cool. Also, like the guitarist for Rage Against the Machine, I think, was also playing in that game. And I just got back from the dealer's room, and it's hard for me to resist new dice, so I did buy new dice. I got these little babies. This is called Purple Flame Skull. I guess there's a little purple skull in each one. Big fan of purple, as you probably know. This I thought was really cool. This caught my eye the first time I was in the dealer's room and saw these, and I came back and I bought these too. Blueberry Doom. So they're mostly sort of a lavender, pinkish purple kind of, but then they've got little splotches of like a darker purple, which I thought really cool. And they have purple inked numbers. And last but not least, Purple Haze. I thought these were, if you can see them close up, there's like this weird, I don't know, like solidified ooze or mist or something like inside that looks almost like a purple haze. I like the silver numbering. I'm not in love with silver, just as a rule, but I think it works. So yeah, all three, super cool. Happy with my dice purchase. What else is there? I think that's it for now. But yeah, having a great time. Wish you guys were here. Ran into Griff Morgan from the Blackmore D&D early documentary film. It was great seeing him. Hopefully we get to reconnect and like talk more. We only like 2 minutes because I was getting water in between a game. Kelsey from Shadow Dark. Ran into her because she knows Colin, the guy I went with. So I talked to her a little bit. She said some very nice things about me, how she was a fan of mine and I inspired her or influenced her in some small way. So that's cool. I think that's it. But yeah, it's been really cool. I'll post another update either tomorrow or in the next couple days when I get back. Not too exhausted, trying to, get my sleep and not run myself ragged. 5 sessions of running is kind of my max per convention, and that's what I've got scheduled for this convention. So I'm kind of right at the breaking point, right at the, right before you go into like, oh, this is a bad thing. So excited to run the last 2 sessions. I've decided to run all Chult, just because that's the state I'm in. That's the vibe. I think it's easier doing like all one thing rather than like this and that, because sometimes you're like in a zone or you're in a different mood for another game. I usually I used to vary it up. Like one thing I would do Chult or Crimson Dragon Slayer and Purple Putrescence maybe, and then another session I would do Alpha Blue, and then another one, I don't know, more investigative horror or something like that. But this too will probably change. But for right now, I'm just running Chult, and that's been working out for me. That's been a lot of fun. I sold a few books. That was cool too. Okay. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comments, and thanks for everybody who's said hi to me on the people that comment and watch my videos, and people on Facebook, and people on MeWe, everybody on Twitter. Thank you. You're awesome. All right. Hope you're also having a good con.